instrumental in my house growing up. You know, we definitely had the record player. I scratched a couple records with it. You know, Redemption Song was very big. So every time I kind of think about Bob, I think about all of his lyrics, right? And like these timeless lyrics. He was all about preaching love, and he wasn't into material stuff. He had a documentary that came out, I want to say a couple of years ago, where he literally would give people money in Jamaica. Like he always would be giving back, right? Always be giving back. And someone sat down with him to ask him, like, hey, Bob, like, what is your writing process look like for all these songs? Like, they're so powerful and beautiful, and it hits your soul. It's very electrifying, but very calm. And I always had this underlying of like social justice, right? He always wrote for the time that he was in, but he always preached more love than hate, right? So someone asked him, like, Bob, what's your writing process? Like, do you practice? Do you prepare? All this stuff. And Bob was like, let me tell you a story. So he's like, one day I was just riffing on my guitar on my porch in Jamaica, and he just started a freestyle of verse. Whatever came to him, he would just sing it out loud, right? And he's riffing on the guitar, and his friend was across from him. And he looked directly at his friend and said, shouldn't you be writing this down? And the friend was like, yes, Bob, I should be writing this down. I should be writing this down. And the person, his friend, grabbed a phone book and literally wrote the lyrics and the verse to his songs. That was like the thing. And what I loved about that story was like Bob was an artist in its fullest capacity, right? And he firmly believed that his art was prayer, right? He firmly believed that anytime that he would hit the guitar, anytime that he would sing, anytime that he would use his voice, it was always something that should be extremely organic, something that had a flow to it, something that was very much like instinctually within inside of him. And that's what I love about Bob. I think that's what we kind of all loved about his songs. You know, there's a reason why everyone sings his songs all over the world. There's a reason why the melodies, when you hear it, you immediately get excited about it, because it's all about this organic flow and this energy and this lightness to his songs. And his songs oftentimes were prayers, right? He wrote for the times that he was in. And I think that's why I always come to the mat, right? I think times in our lives it can get so programmed, right? There's always a schedule. There's a schedule, there's a routine, there's a habit, there's a pattern, there's a, even our phones tell us when to wake up, you know? And I think what yoga does for a lot of us, it allows us to just really focus on the mind and give our thoughts a melody. It allows for us to give prayer, give thanks, and allows us to slow down and be truly introspective and be one with the breath. Bob was not one to say, let me write down some lyrics and hope that the melody will come, or let me play the melody and hope that the lyrics will come. He was all about the organic flow. He was all about just being present with the breath. And they always say, my spiritual teacher always said, that when you have the breath, that's where the spirit lives. Anytime that you inhale, you're inhaling the spirit, you're inhaling all that is around you. And every time you take an exhale, you release all the things that's holding you back. And that's what's the beauty about this practice. That's the beauty about the way that we flow, the way that we breathe together. Because once we are all in melody, we create this collective energy that can send us to new heights of